Good day and welcome to Mission Control Houston. Today is Wednesday, November the 6th, 2013, and this is Space Station Live. Expedition 37 crew continues to work on a variety of research and space station maintenance activities today, as well as to prepare for the launch and same-day arrival of the Expedition 38 crews that will be joining them tomorrow. Here in Mission Control, the flight director on duty today is Scott Stover, and Christy Bertels is the spacecraft communicator, talking with the crew along with some help from Hal Getzelman. On board the International Space Station, we have NASA astronauts Karen Nyberg and Mike Hopkins, along with the Expedition 37 crew commander, Russian Fyodor Yurshikin, and his Russian colleagues, Oleg Kotov and Sergei Ryazanskiy. Also on board is Luca Parmitano of the European Space Agency and the Italian Space Agency. They are getting ready for the arrival tomorrow morning of NASA's Rick Mastracchio and Roscosmos's Mikhail Turin and the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency's Koichi Wakata, who will later become the first Japanese commander of the orbiting outpost when they head up to the International Space Station and join with the existing 6 crew members to bring the total number of humans in orbit to 9 for the first time since October 2009 later tomorrow. Crew on board the space station continuing to prepare for a spacewalk that's planned for Saturday to make preparations outside the station for a future Russian research module and to display an Olympic torch that'll be arriving aboard the Soyuz carrying Mastracchio, Turin, and Wakata. Mike Hopkins spent much of his day working on the body measurements experiment, which is aimed at collecting anthropometric data using digital still and video imagery, as well as tape measures and other devices to measure segmental length, height, depth, and circumference data for all of the body parts, both before, during, and after flight, and he did so with some help from his colleague Karen Nyberg. Nyberg, Parmitano, and Yurshikin also talked with Russian flight controllers on the ground about their upcoming departure from the International Space Station and continued to do a lot of work packing up the Soyuz and getting all of their last-minute items ready to go home. Karen Nyberg also worked on the in-space experiment with the microgravity science glove box. That experiment works with colloidal materials that can be affected by magnetic fields. Colloids are those types of liquids that have solids suspended within them. Parmitano also took part in the biological rhythms experiment, which studies the effect of long-term microgravity exposure on the heart and cardiac autonomic functioning. He was analyzed during a 48-hour-long electrocardiogram. Fyodor Yurshikin, Oleg Kotov, and Sergei Ryazanskiy reviewed the procedures for the arrival of the Soyuz TMA-11M carrying Mastracchio, Turin, and Wakata. And Kotov and Ryazanskiy also reviewed procedures for their spacewalk on Saturday and took a look out the windows to review their spacewalk translation paths and work zones as they get ready for that excursion. Meanwhile, in Kazakhstan, on their last day before launch, Mastracchio, Wakata, and Turin attended the Russian Crew Readiness State Commission ceremony and participated in a final press conference. They're going to be awakened about 1:45 p.m. Central Time today to begin their launch day activities, with launch scheduled for 10:14 p.m. Central Time tonight, which will actually be 10:14 a.m. Baikonur time on Thursday. We have a full set of NASA television coverage coming up today and tomorrow for that launch. Launch coverage begins at 9:15 p.m. and a launch, of course, expected at 10:14 p.m. On Thursday at 3:45 a.m. we'll begin our Soyuz docking coverage with docking planned at 4:31 a.m. And then we'll begin our Soyuz hatch opening coverage at 6:15 a.m. with the Soyuz hatch opening expected at 6:40 a.m. And then our Expedition 38 docking and hatch opening video file will be coming to you at 8 a.m. And then we'll take another look at all of that activity tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Time on our regular Space Station Live program. With that, everything is going on very well aboard the International Space Station. The crew very busy. The station continuing to orbit 250 miles above the surface of the planet, traveling at 17,500 miles an hour, circling the globe once every 90 minutes. This is Mission Control Houston.